Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Opinion Machine, the show where we talk about all things gaming. My name is Killjoy, and today we're taking a look at the Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era demo that came out. And fair play, it's a pretty meaty demo. It lets you sort of play with enough to really get a feel for what they're going for. If you've never heard of Heroes of Might and Magic before, it is a earlier PC game that was very popular because it's turn-based and it's very strategic and has this quite good built-in story and world, and very loved for being this sort of fantasy game where you're running around, collecting resources, fighting monsters, and fighting other players. Before we jump into the game itself, I do want to just point some things out in settings that I found to be useful. So when we get into the game, it's not that the game's messy, there's just a lot on screen. So personally, I found that, highlight interactive objects on hover, very useful. It means when the mouse is over, say, like a unit or some resources, it'll highlight, you can go there, you can grab it. There's a ton of things here for battle settings that will highlight the creature that's current go it is. That I found useful. They've actually got a fairly decent amount of settings in here. You've got all your video stuff as well. You can kind of change the outlines on objects. You can have it just on interactive objects. You can get rid of it too. I would like to see outlines thicker. I think like a slider for thickness would be really good. And then the audio sliders for everything like that. Anyway, there is a tutorial. I haven't played it. I have got experience with older Heroes games, so I kind of know what I'm doing to a degree. So a quick start. Now, this is cool. This is a very cool thing to see. We've got Arena, which is, it says here, a quick game mode where you draft a hero, their equipment and army, proceed directly into a duel with an opponent. Very cool. Don't play this mode if you don't know what all the units do, as I played like one round of it and I was like, I don't know what's good versus what's not. But the actual idea of it, where you get to pick and choose and you have this randomized army, randomized hero, all that sort of stuff, very cool. I think that would be a really fun multiplayer mode. Classic, which is basically what we're going to play single hero, but classic is basically you run around the map like in single hero. It's just you can have multiple heroes. The reason we're going for single hero is just a bit cleaner to show off really what I want to show off, rather than having multiple heroes and stuff like that. But classic is exactly, if you've played an older game, it's you can have multiple heroes, you can go around the map, all that sort of places. There's 3 maps here. I've only played like a little bit of Harmony, so we're going to stick with this one. These maps are pretty big. I'm surprised there's not a smaller one, but we're going to go with Harmony. There are currently 4 choices in here. I don't know if they're going to have any of the others. I can't remember if they said that. Temple is essentially what humans were in the old game. I'm blanking on the name of them, but the Necropolis is like undead. Dungeon is similar to what Dungeon was, and then Schism is like magic stuff. Oh, it seems magic-y. We're gonna go Temple, because that's what I know to play. And you also get to pick heroes. For now, I'm just going to go with Eos, the Exalted. And this person, you can see they all give different buffs and whatnot. But she increases the morale of friendly creatures by 1 and gives a 2% chance per morale point that a friendly creature takes an additional turn. For every 4 levels, this bonus increases by 1%. I like morale, gives you extra turns. We're just going to leave the game on normal because we're not going to play an entire game here. I just kind of want to show off what this game is doing. And we'll go from there. So let's start the game. And I think for some people, this game's going to look pretty recognizable from the start when we get into it. It does take a little bit of time to load, which is, you know, it's a fairly big map. It's got spawn in all the doodads, all the good stuff. Okay, so here we have Heroes of the Olden Era. Going to look very similar to Heroes 3 right off the bat, the old classic ones. Because this game, I will say, is very much based on Heroes 3. For the most part, there are obviously new things in here, but if you've got a formula, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think this is a good place to start. But you can see on the UI, the UI is pretty decent. There's this bug button here, lets you report bugs. You've got my hero at the bottom here with what units they've got, plus their spellbook, your turn timer, month, day. This thing on the right here, great. This tells you that you can build a building in your city, which you can do once per day. And then we've got some other things we can go over in a minute. But first of all, let's just click on the town. Classic sort of view. This is fun. I like the fact that you can move the mouse around to kind of give this angle. But essentially on the left hand side here, these are like shortcut buttons to do all the things you want to do. So construct a new building. This is specific to Temple. Obviously, some things carry over per faction, but they have their own sort of buildings like that. And it shows currently what I can build. The little hammer icon is what I can build. Most of the stuff on the left is units plus the Mage Guild. Most of the stuff on the right is the Mage Guild and units. Most of the stuff on the left is your actual city plus a few other bits and bobs. This game is all about getting resources fairly quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for Solar Temple 2. What you can see here is this gives 1,500 gold and 2,000 lore points daily. If you're new to the series, you're going to be like, oh, cool. If you've played the series before, you're probably thinking, what are lore points? And they get a nice little animation to show that my castle's upgraded. Lore is something new to this game that I cannot right now, because of inexperience, say how they're powerful, but I cannot say how effective they are in an actual game, in the sense that I don't know what would be the correct thing to play. There's probably a couple different strategies. What lore points do is they give you've got your faction and you've got your army. So for example, if I get this one, this is tax collectors, produces, I can spend 3 points into this. Each point will give me, I believe it goes up, I don't know if it goes 250, 250, 250, but it will be like 250, 500, whatever. And that gives you more gold, so you can spend and enact those. You've got one here that's in sight radius increased by 1. This is a one-time boost of gold, wood, and ore, so if you need that. And then on the left-hand side here, we have like swordsman, for example. Swordsman's growth in the cities increases by 4, their defense increases by 2. Those are some huge buffs. Now, my only criticism to this particular thing is that it's not that interesting in terms of you're not locked out. You in a game, you'll be able to probably end up getting all of this stuff, which is, you know, it's a very massive, it's a cool thing that you can do, and you can power spike with it. But it's not like there's a choice in terms of either or. So for example, let's say with the level 1 ones, let's say you can only get, I don't know, 4 of these things in total. So you can only get one. Yeah, they say you can get this. You choose to get these 3 and this one that blocks these off. There's not a lot of decision making going into this in terms of either you want resources to boost your early game, or you want to buff up your soldiers and army early game to get more of them, which is always a good thing, and also increase their attack or defense or whatever those things might be to be able to push out further, be able to take on bigger armies. I don't dislike this. I think this is a really cool addition. It's probably each faction's going to have different buffs and things like that. I do like it. I just don't, it's not mindless, but there is right now it's like, do you want to do this or do you want to do this? There's not as much strategic choice in it, and because they're laws as well, it's like you just do them. It's not like, I mean, I could be wrong. You might not be able to get to all of these in an entire game, but it definitely feels like I think there could be a little bit more decision making for it. But the actual concept, what it lets you do, awesome. Really like it. Think it's a fantastic addition. Also, while in town, you'll see up here this eyeball. This lets you look at your spells. This is to show, like, you have along the bottom here level 1, level 2, 3, 4, and 5, and it shows you the different spells. And you can click on the spells here. And now the biggest difference here is that you can unlock the spells with resources. So if I have these, I can click unlock and unlock. This is a daylight magic tier. We've got primal. So you can see that they're arcane, and we've also got nightshade, which I think are the only ones currently. I like this, what they're going for here. My only issue is this for newcomers is a little bit, rather than just having, like, in the old games, you'd have the book, you'd open the book, it would list you the spells by type. This is going for a more stylish look, which I think in itself is very cool. But I'll be honest, the one game I've played, I didn't really pay much attention to this, because, like, you can unlock all the spells, by the way. Like, I'm pretty sure you can just, regardless of what magic you've got, you can just do them. It's a bit much. I don't think it needs changing. I think it would be cool if there was another list somewhere, like a list of spells that was a little bit more basic. But I can't knock them for trying to be, you know, put something interesting here. It's just, I have to click for all of these. And I think they're doing this because you can unlock them, so build at least one mage guild of the corresponding tier. But, it's cool nonetheless. It's nice to see the spells come back. The fact that you can upgrade them as well and buff the spells is new to my knowledge to the series, which is another cool addition. It's a great way of expanding and giving player choice. So that side of things is good. So, we've built my building. We've got my hero here. We should go out and have a look on the map. Right. This map... Oh, I'm starting at the top. So when I did this map last time, I started in the bottom. But this is cool. The art style, I like. I like the fact that they've gone for a cartoony, somewhat cel-shaded look. I won't say it's completely. My only issue is I think you get more lines on things at a certain distance. Is I kind of wish the black outlines around the items were thicker. Well, like I said, I had a choice for that. But let's move around a little bit. Let's go and grab some items, explore the map. What's cool is the game will automatically tell you how hard a battle is and roughly what you're fighting against. Right now I don't have a very big army, so fighting most things is kind of dangerous, which I probably could have got. So let's got some swordsmen here. Let's fight some swordsmen. Now, so I made the mistake in this mode of fleeing, thinking that was retreating from the battle. Don't do that, because if you flee, it will end the game. So, if you're going to go into fight, what's really cool is it shows you, hey, this is the outcome that we think is for you. Now, you can accept that result. You could. Or you're going to do what I'm going to do and probably lose more units. I'm going to click battle, because I want to show off what it's like. Now, we have the units, my units on the left-hand side. You can choose to surrender, you can choose to flee. You hit start battle, and it shows you the enemy units here. Now, these guys are better than what I technically have, but we're just going to positive effect. What have we got here? Valiant Cry. I can't do that currently. Put him there. Put my swordsman here. I'm going to make them basically run across the map because, well, I could wait, but let's start pounding them. Oh, he gets another go, even better. Now, currently I don't have any spells because this hero doesn't have I don't have a guild thing, but so the spell book's useless. But we've got high morale, which is a mechanic in the game, so which is great. And this is kind of, I guess this is a classic strategy in these games: is just wait for them to come to you. Move back one. Ooh, I didn't expect him to do that. But now he's in range. Oh yeah, these guys attack twice. This is what makes them fairly lethal. Oh, high morale. Let's go. Bye-bye. Swordsmen in this game is weird because they are now... In the older games, they weren't the basic unit. Like spearmen, pikemen were. And ooh, look, high morale again. Look at that. Lovely. But essentially, each faction has a bunch of different units that can do different things. In this case, I've got my swordsmen and my basic guys. Oh no, me archers. I'm going to get hit again. Oh. Oh, that was his counter-attack. I swear these guys can attack twice. Oh, high morale again. Look at this. So you can tell that I didn't auto-resolve the battle. I actually lost more. I didn't lose any griffins this time, but I lost some of this stuff. Now, the actual game play to this game is pretty much how you either remember or what you will want from a turn-based game like this. I really like the fact that this feels very classic. I like the fact that... Ooh, so I'm going to level up. But I like the fact that it's like putting a pair of shoes on for me. Like, I'm like, okay, cool. Even if I don't fully understand everything about the game, I've got the basics already down because it's not that different from the older games, which is fine. What have we got here? Oh, advanced leadership. This is one of my favourites. We're going to go for more morale. More morale means we can attack more, which is great. What have we got here? So this is new as well. When you pick different, like the different versions of the upgrade, so you can see I've got advanced morale. I've also got basic ascension here. They now let you get a minor upgrade as well. So this is obviously the big thing. You got more morale, but these things here give you options of how you want to build into that. So for example, we've got resolve here. Friendly creatures chance to take an additional turn increases by 1% for each point of morale. This bonus is doubled if the hero knows battlecraft. So if I know battlecraft, which I'm not even sure what that is, whether that's a spell or another level upgrade, this buffs this. Currently I don't have a huge point in morale. I've got 3, so they would get a 3% chance added on, which as time goes on, that's going to get bigger and bigger, and that would actually be really good. But right now, I don't feel like this is the one for me. So let's have a look. Heroes of Legends. Enemy morale is reduced by 1 in battle. Very powerful, because if your morale is significantly higher and theirs is really weak, they lose turns, and we gain turns. And then ups and downs. Whenever a friendly creature triggers negative morale effects, its morale increases by 5 until the end of the next round. So the idea for that is, if you have negative morale, it's going to less and less likely to happen and more positive. I'm just going to go with the simplest one here, which is Heroes and Legends. So now that they are like that, all good. And I'm going to carry on grabbing the resources for the experience because we want to level up. Magic scrolls, also very interesting. If you, there we go, there's the inventory. If you carry magic scrolls, adds the form a bird's eye spell to the Weaver's spellbook. I don't have a spellbook currently, so I can't do it. But these are interesting. You can go around and collect those. I think those are also new. And they, oh yeah, here's the slots, by the way, for like what the upgrades are. And you can have this many spells and skills. This hero is more about attack and defense than it is the other stuff, so which is always good. Now, one thing I do want to point out, I can also use WS and D with the camera. Getting back to the castle, I actually had the cursor break on me. I don't know if it's something that changed when you zoom out. This game has a few issues when trying to click on the cities, and it is a little frustrating. It's not the end of the world. The picture of the horse is where you're going to move to, right? When the horse is over the building there, it shows you the horse opens the castles and all that, so you can go there. I found that it hasn't been perfect in this demo. It's something that needs changing. We're just going to head back to town quickly. So, let's construct another building. I probably do need to get like things out fairly quickly. We've got the garrison that gives me the swordsman. We're going to get them used because that gives me ranged units. We do want some units to fire here, so we're going to hire them. Now, upgrades. You can each, in this game as well, something else that's new, let's also grab me some swordsmen. You'll see that you can change here to a guard captain and then to a son's aegis. So there are 3 stages of unit, which is cool. So that's new to the game, where it's like, okay, so you can upgrade them to these different ones. You can see with the crossbowman, we've got all-stringer and a marksman, griffin, temple griffin, guardian, and so on and so forth. You can see that the cavalry become... I love how the cavalry go bang, noble cavalry, which is funny. And each one, there is a reason. There's actually a reason to like not even go to tier 3 because some of the stats are different. But this is a new thing that I quite like as well. I'm like, oh, I can choose. So like if we look at, let's just take the son's aegis here. So if this is a normal guards captain, has 12. Normal swordsman has like 12 health. We upgrade it to a guard captain. What do we gain? We gain extra movement. And I think the ability to strike twice. So that's the big thing there. If we go to the Sun's Aegis, we don't gain that movement buff. We do get a lot more armor. We also get an only for defense. Whenever this creature gains a positive effect, its defense increases by 2 until the end of battle. So there's actually a choice to be made here, because maybe I want guards captain, and I have like a big stack of units. I say like 100 of them. I can strike twice. I'm like, bam, bam. That's a lot of damage. But maybe what I want is I've got spells that allow my character to be more defensive. So I can have a ton of these guys out, armor them up to all hell, and so on and so forth. It's the same here. Like these marksmen, for example, a piercing shot. Or you could have it on the all-string. It doesn't have piercing shot, but it has... What's the difference here? It has... Ooh, maybe this is just a straight... What's this? Sharpshooter. Full range damage at any time on that one. Just shoot twice. So that's the trade-off. There's always 1 or 2 things that are a little bit different. It's kind of cool. We've got 1 point here, so I'm just going to stick it in. I'm going to click it in there. Boom. That law is now enacted. So next time I want to put a point in there. So I get another 250 overall. So that's what the laws do. Right, and you get more and more points as you upgrade. So we can build a building. No, sorry, we built a building, didn't we? We built the Muse. Building Solar Temple free fairly quickly. If you get this, which is 5,000 gold and 10 wood, which I can afford next time, the sooner you have like the main building, which is quite good to go early on, unless you want to get a lot of units, the sooner you can get more and more laws enacted. And you can see that little bar goes up. Right, and that's the end of that turn. Already the game is fairly straightforward to what the hero's formula is. You've got your hero, you're running around, you're fighting off monsters, you're capturing things like the wood hut here, or like this ore mine. I do kind of wish, and this is just, there's a couple of personal things with the visual style. I kind of wish these were more obvious. I find a lot of stuff in this game blends into the background or is behind other objects. Like, here's the windmill, right? That almost looks like there's something else behind it. There's like this tree, there's a well behind it. I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong. It's just personally for me, I do find it hard that some things aren't as defined or as obvious as I would like them. Maybe I need to mess around with the settings a little bit. Ooh, expert leadership. Yes, please. So now we got chunky morale going on here. Where the sun never sets. Attack defense spell power increases by 3. And sight radius increases by 3 when in an area you do not control. This bonus is double the hero's daylight magic. And then friendly creatures initiative increases by 1. So this basically is saying, so an area you do not control. I'm not entirely sure what an area is, if that means like the ground and stuff, but we're going to take that, because that means if I'm fighting on enemy territory, that probably means I'm going to get a huge buff. So I like that. I do like the fact that it changes to a hand when you're over something that you can take. There's some stuff hidden here. Now let's have a look. But you can start to see the loop. The loop of this game is you do your turn, you go and collect your minerals, go collect your resources, fight some monsters, build stuff in your city, and while you're doing it, you're also trying to level up your hero. You're trying to scout the map, see where the enemy is, all that good stuff. In this particular mode, obviously you only have your one hero. It does make the game go quicker. Let's get a solar temple level 3. So now I'm going to get more lore points. You can already see there's a 2 under lore here. So I click on that. I can look at what I can actually get. Maybe I want more gold, so let's go for another point in that. In fact, let's go for 750 gold. This here is very good early on, right? This is the resource version of, hey, do you want to have a buff in resources early on to make sure that you can build more units when the week ticks over? And also, do you want to be able to build more buildings and stuff like that? With the army side of it, these things here, like just increasing the stats, this is also very powerful. I would say that these are probably slightly better than what you've got here, but that's not to say that this is that's incorrect. I haven't played enough to actually know that. But having a lot of resources early on means that you can pick and choose what you want to do here. So let's carry on grabbing these things. Grab some experience. Oh, basic sorcery. Basic nightshade magic. This has got a little symbol over the top, which I'm not sure what that does. Advanced ascension. So this is an interesting one. Each time a friendly stack dies, all remaining friendly creatures' HP increases by 20. So this basically means that everything has more health. Things are harder to kill. I'm not really a magic person right now, so here I can learn tier 3 nightshade spells. So that means, because I think my hero is like good. Whatever the night. Oh, here we go. Not might hero. So upon leveling up, most of the time gains attack and defenses bonus along with skills that strengthen this hero's creatures. Knows heroic strike, which is used to attack the enemies in battle. This skill damage scales with the hero's level, and it shows you swashbuckler. Heroic strike deals 200 plus 200 basic damage, and then paragon. All allies always deal maximum, take minimum damage. So these are things that you can level up basically. So getting this, I think, levels up this. Could be wrong, but there we go. So I've got basic nightshade magic. So when I do eventually get a spell book, I can have that, and it will give me a big boof. Alright, some more experience. I'm not too worried about gold. We've got some black towers. Don't really want to fight too much. We probably, what's that? Possible battle. So you can see to start with, you're kind of waiting to get a few troops, because these things, a lot of the creatures that are here, there is an easy battle. There's not too many there. Let's go and grab that ore. Sometimes it's best to just explore a little bit first, and then kind of decide where you want to go. Grabbing experience and getting that leveled up is very good. I'm going to build the scouting skyship. So it removes the fog of war within 20 squares around the city. The reason this is actually, you want to get this fairly early, is because like after a while it's going to be useless. But what it does do, if I zoom out, it shows you like all the stuff in this area up here. It gives you just basically, boom, here you go. You can see what you're dealing with very early on. So now I can make more informed choices of where I go and things like that. So that's kind of the plan. Where do we want to go? Ooh, there's a easy battle, and there's a solar sash -1. Ooh, that sounds fun. Should go for that. Have I got this? Let's fight these guys. Oops. I'll do it next turn. So so far, oh, we can enact some new. So we should go back to the town actually. Let's get an upgrade on these guys because I do rate range. Range is very powerful in this game. If we go back to the castle first and grab me army like that. Now we've got a bit more oomph, to the army, which is good. That's upgrade, which I can't do right now. Can we get any more dudes? No. Griffins, by the way, also very good. Can counter attack as many times, which is kind of nice. And let's go and fight these guys. And I think, oh, we're gonna let them run. It saves us having to fight them, but we will take the sash. Lovely. Now that we've got that equipped, I believe. So yeah, all enemies have -1 morale. Difficult battle. There's a lot of them there. I think we should do this. Because I think at this point I've kind of shown off everything that I can show about the game in terms of what to expect from it. So let's that's a lot of dudes. Let's see if I can actually win this. I'm assuming these guys are ranged. I don't actually know. Oh, the melee. Once per battle, summons a stack of Rishoff on a friendly corpse. It's a hex. The summon has 50%. Oh, okay. Let's see what happens then, shall we? Start blasting them. That does sound annoying though. They can keep spawning things. And they can move pretty far as well. But that's okay. I'm going to do the old classic strategy of waiting for them to come to me. Don't know why I'm opening up the spell book because I still don't have any spells. Let's just wait, and we'll shoot you. Okay. This is where my griffin's going to come through probably for me and do hopefully do a ton of damage, but we shall see. Alright, I need to like shoot some of these other stacks, lower some of these stacks with the archer, or do we just? Let's just see what happens. What happens if I just whack them? Okay, that's not bad. Oh, okay. No, because we waited. Extra attack. He might die. It might be my swordsman that actually end up being my absolute powerhouse here. We want to try and clear some of this stacks down. Let's just... Oh, nice. Okay. That was a lot of damage. The issue now is that in this game, if you get close to range, they can't attack. Oh, but he's just died anyway, so what does it matter? This is a tough fight. This is also why you want a spell book. Realistically, that spells can really turn the tide of battle. Like, just slowing some of these guys down would have been pretty good. They're all attacking him, which I find interesting. Let's do that. And we'll try and kill these guys. Not quite. Oh, but we got morale, so get wrecked. And then I'm going to go and move down here. Because I want to actually... Oh, look at that. Apparently I've got broken range, but... Hopefully, what you're seeing here is that this game... You bastard. Hopefully what you're seeing here is that this game, if you like the classic Heroes games, this seems to be going in that direction. This seems to be a good take on that. Which, you know, I'm glad about. I'm not like the biggest fan of Heroes because I kind of suck at it, to be honest. But I do like what I'm seeing, and I am appreciating the fact that what I've played is like, okay, yeah, I would play this. You know, which is good. It's what we want, right? You want to be able to play. People that are fans of this series are going to really appreciate the fact that this seemingly is going in the direction of what people liked about the series before it all changed and got, you know, a bit off track. And you know, Ubisoft have done the right thing and and licensed it out, or got somebody else to make it rather than them making it. And these people seem to actually care, so that's obviously really important as well. And overall, I think that's what people want from it. I'm going to try and finish this battle off. See if we die in the process, because oh, alright, we'll clear you off. Bye-bye. We'll stab you. I do like the fact that he's got at least a decent melee attack. Oh, yeah, let's do it again. Stab him again. It's going to be interesting. I think we are going to win. But we're going to come out with very little. And you can see yet again, this is why I should have just resolved it automatically. But where's the fun in that, right? You need to come over here because I think you can kill this stack because it came out with 50. Oh no, no, you're literally there to just tank damage. I think. Right, you can die. We'll shoot these guys point blank. Bye bye. Oh, the high morale coming through for me this game. This is why I always go morale. Morale is just like one of the best things. Look at this dude. Absolutely killing it. And I might even get out with 1 griffin left. Which, you know, I started what, with 5? Nice. There we go. They're all dead. This is what I lost. Basic recruitment. This is actually really cool. I like this as well. Advanced. I'm gonna get basic recruitment. I know I haven't really shown off a lot of the actual game and gone around and fought with the different things and stuff, but you've got the idea of how this gameplay loop works, right? So you're building stuff and all that sort of things. This game comes out next year. It comes out. This is just the demo that I'm playing right now, but if the game doesn't change, I think it's in a pretty good state. I hope that they add a lot more. I hope they add other factions, get back to like 6 or 7 or whatever it was originally. Hopefully there's going to be good campaigns and stuff. But as a demo, you can go and play this right now. You've got enough content here to really get your teeth into it. And I think that's really awesome. The new things that they're adding, like the lore enactments, the way that the spells are working, the fact that you can upgrade the spells, the way that cities work. This is all very fancy. The different upgrades, like the fact that you can upgrade units more than once, and then there's a decision to be made there. All very nice stuff, right? And I think, you know, hopefully there's more to come. There'll be, you know, whatever they decide to do with it. But I think people that have been looking for, like, a really good Heroes game, which the last couple may not have been. Like, I don't mind the last few Heroes games, but, like, I think, was it 7, 8, whatever the last one was, kind of, like, rubbish. But, like, 5, I think it might be 6 or something, was I enjoyed. But this seems to be getting back onto the path of, like, this is what people want from a Heroes game. All I would say is I think they need to do a better job of defining some of this stuff, and things hiding around, like, I don't know, make those black outlines thicker, maybe give the objects a slightly different, thicker line than the actual, like the trees here don't look as obvious versus some of this stuff, but maybe give me the option to make that a little bit more obvious, like really make it like, okay, this is what I can click on. But yeah. That's going to do it for me today then, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. As always, if you like the video, hit the like button. If you want to see more content like this, hit subscribe, stick around. There's always things coming out. And until next video, I will see you then.